the bar, I'm too persistent. With comment, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag. Yo people, what we telling them is your boy man Nanja is back again with another reaction. Right now we got the meaning of life, Muslim spoken word. This one was requested by Cutman. And yeah, I've watched like the first couple of minutes of this, and this thing doesn't even just apply to Muslims. This is just like a generalization of the whole world, but like he was saying some deep things that people don't realize and think subconsciously. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to this world where there's so many things that are like so many hidden messages, so many things that are underlying, so many subtle things that you don't realize, and if you don't question those things, you're not going to see them, but they're literally right in front of you, bro. But if you don't question it, you're not going to see it if you just see it as normality or whatever, fam, you know what I mean? Because I heard a certain phrase that they use. Anyway, we'll get into it, you know what I mean? I'll start the video and I'll react to whatever is said. But yeah, though I wasn't going to react to this because obviously some people stay away from politics and religion on their channels, but I don't mind it. I don't mind looking at the world from different people's perspectives, and it's interesting for me because on my dad's side, fully Muslim because they're from Africa, they're from Gambia, so fully Muslim. Everyone on my dad's side is a Muslim, well that I know of, like 99% Muslim. And then on my mum's side, I have people that are Christians, I have some Muslims, and I have some people that don't necessarily follow religion but believe in a higher power. So I've seen the world in multiple perspectives and not just in one, you get me? So it's interesting, man. So I don't mind doing things like this. And I looked at the video and it was generalization of the whole world, you get me? It's something that everyone kind of needs to look at and kind of needs to realize. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. The meaning of life, Muslim spoken word. Why is there always, not gonna lie, sorry, but as I've started every video today, like there's always been something in my eye, man. Like as soon as I start the video, press play, man, something comes up in my eye, man. I don't know what one. I had this period like for a week where there was just bare stuff in my eye, and then I got rid of it, and now it's trying to come back, and I like it, man. Anyway, enough of that, let's get into it.
What are we doing here? And where are we gonna go? It's like we just woke up one morning and then it's welcome to the show. Don't ask any questions, just go with the flow. Make as much money.
I was saying there that it just depends on how you're raised and how your mind works at times, because sometimes you can be raised in a certain environment or a certain way, but the way your mind works and the way you function, you just go against it, whether it's positive or negative. And whether you raise like that or your brain's like that, you will ask certain questions and wonder why. Because sometimes you're taught not to ask questions, sometimes you're just told to go with the flow. But people's resilience and people's need to know and understanding, because that's what the brain is, it likes to learn new things. People's understanding makes them want to know things, so they question things. But some people will just stay subtle and just try to close their mind and say, you know what, I'll listen to such and such and just do what such and such says because it seems like the right thing, you get me? But it just depends what kind of person you are, the surroundings you're in, and what kind of people you're brought up by.
As you can,
multiple factors.
try your best not to get broke. Copy everything you see on the TV, from the hairstyles to the clothes, and don't think too often, just do exactly as you're told. And if you ever get confused, then just turn towards the alcohol.
Not just alcohol, anything in general, you know what I mean? What's negative or has a negative impact, to try cope is a coping mechanism, innit? That's what people try to do when they can't handle certain things on their own with their natural self or whatever. They try to find a coping mechanism and that. But yeah, I was brought up in a family where, you know what I mean, I've seen a lot of natural hairstyles, a lot of things where don't follow the trend, you know what I mean? Do your thing, be a what do you call it? What's the phrase? Don't be a follower, basically, be a leader. And it's helped man a lot still. It's helped man a lot. You know what I mean? It's helped man a lot because you stand out in that. You stand out.
Still hear your thoughts.
And now anyway, who even watches mainstream TV now anyway, man? Nowadays, because that's how beautiful it is though, and if you think about it, because mainstream TV, mostly, like that's all you could watch when you wanted to watch TV. So you have to watch the things that they're putting in front of you. And by there I mean the higher ups, the elites, you get me? But now you go onto YouTube, you're watching what you want, fam. You click a video, you might see an advertisement, but it's not like mainstream kind of advertisements. And then you click off it and you go to something else. You know what I mean? If you have premium, you don't have to watch ads, or you can skip it when you want. Sometimes though, they hit you with 4 ads back to back. No, they don't do that. Hopefully they never do.
Then just turn towards the alcohol. You still hear your thoughts. then just turn up the radio as you learn to live a lifestyle of drugs, sex, and rock and roll. But in all
Man said rock and roll is known as a devil music to most people, my thing.
honesty, I just need to know, is there more to the cycle than growing and getting old? Living and dying just to leave behind a happy home and a whole lot of property that somebody else is going to own. I just really need to know before the casket's closed, cause I'm not willing to gamble with my soul, nor am I ready to take any chances. These are just simple life questions and I'm just searching for some answers.
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing here? And what is our purpose? How did we get here, and who made us so perfect? And what happens once we go, or is this world all really worth it? Questions we don't answer because apparently we don't really have to. There's no purpose to this life and our existence is merely natural. Then in that case, please let me ask you, did you create yourself or was it somebody else who had fashioned you?
That's the thing, when you're someone like this guy that tries to think about the world and try to open their mind, there's a lot of things in the world that will try and distract you and try basically close your mind and lock you off, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's the media, whether it's a teacher at your school, whatever the case. There's a lot of obstacles you have to overcome to try find certain answers in this world, you get me? And some of them you kind of do have to take a big risk, you know what I mean? But it's whether you just have that persistence to keep trying to find what you're trying to find, you know what I mean? So it's all a bit deep, this video, innit? It's all a bit deep, not gonna lie, it's all a bit deep.
Cause you're a being that's impeccable, faultless and unparalleled. You're a product of supreme intelligence and I'm merely being rational. For there isn't a camera on this earth that can come close to the human eye, nor a computer that can compete alongside the human mind. And if the whole world was to come together, we wouldn't be able to create a single fly. So many signs, yet we still deny. As science tries to justify that all this could come from none, when it's a simple sum. 0 plus 0 plus 0 cannot possibly ever give you 1. So from where did all this order come? But everything has its origins.
And this is the exact reason why I was a bit skeptical about doing this right here, because of certain people's perspectives, and sometimes people don't like to hear other people's opinions and get offended, and sometimes people can't have a normal debate. You see me, I can calm down, I can talk to you with a level tone and don't have to raise my voice. I don't really raise my voice at people. I probably have like twice or 3 times on a genuine like raise my voice at people like the whole time I've existed, or probably once that I can actually remember, you know what I mean? I just kind of snapped, not gonna lie. But yeah man, some people just take offense to other people's opinions, so obviously it brings like a breeding ground for certain kind of negativity and spite, and I didn't want to bring that to this channel. But at the end of the day, all I've brought to this channel is positive vibes. The people that I've seen in the comments seem like level-headed people, so I'm sure everyone can take this content in right now and kind of just appreciate it. You basically appreciate it and basically put your interests aside and kind of open your mind and see a different kind of perspective, you get me? Because this right here is not like an agenda kind of video. Like what is saying is facts, what is saying is facts, what is saying is facts. So you can't really dispute it, except for with the science thing that you just said there. That's when it kind of gets a bit technical.
A maker, a creator of its own. I mean, the only reason you're watching this video is because somebody had to press upload so we can believe in the Big Bang, but I'd rather believe in He who caused it to explode. Allah, the creator of everything, along with every single soul, the ever-living, the master.
Sorry. Someone just called me. Hey, I'm busy, bro. Hey, my mom just called me. I don't know why. 1 minute. Sorry, people. I'll be back. Boom. My bad, people. I'm back. Alright.
The only one who is in control, unlike his creation, beyond our imagination. And no, he's not a man, nor does he have any partners in association. is on his own. And no, he did not ever leave us alone. Just like every manufacturer, he left us with an instruction manual. The Quran and Islam, and I'm sorry to jump to conclusion.
Not gonna lie, it's funny when people try to change a certain word's pronunciation to match the word that they're saying, you know what I mean? I always notice it. It's a bit weird to me, not gonna lie.
Just like every manufacturer,
Rappers do it all the time, blood. Like, you're not slick, fam.
left us with an instruction manual. The Quran and Islam, and I'm sorry to jump to conclusions, but it's the only one possible. The only definition of God is the one and only supreme being. It's logical. A book with zero contradictions, with miracles that are both scientific and historical. All revealed over 1400 years ago. Like the detailed description of the human embryo.
The descriptions of the human embryo in the Quran cannot be based on scientific knowledge in the 7th century.
To the mountains as pegs holding firm the earth below, and the two seas that don't mix in a complete separate flow. To the planets in orbit, alternating night and day as they stay in flow. The expansion of the universe and the creation of everything from H2O. To the stories of the past and the preservation of Pharaoh. To identifying the lowest point in the land where Persia defeated Rome. The gushing fluid that created man in the glands between the ribs and the backbone. And
see, I'm learning things though. Sorry to quit him. I don't like quitting people when they're, you know what I mean, saying certain things. Yeah, I never really knew about this. Cause I said in which video was it? I think it was baby steps of low key when I said I lived in Gambia from like 2006 to 14, and I prayed, I was fasting and that. But the only thing is my family didn't actually teach me basically how to pray, didn't teach me any of the what do you call it, the surahs in the Quran or anything like that. So I pretty much was just doing it for the sake of doing it, but no one actually sat me down to taught it until one of my mum's friends really sat me down, taught me Bismillah and 3 other surahs so I could properly pray. But even then, I couldn't properly pray because there's more to it than just reciting surahs when it comes to praying and that. But yeah, I always said one day I might go back into it and actually properly dedicate myself to really learn the Quran and thing. But I don't know, obviously, because I want to be in the right space of mind, because I can't just say, yeah, I'll do it, and then 2 days later, I'm back to, you know what I mean? If I really want to pursue it, then I will do in the right state of mind, but we'll see.
not a word has changed, it's still the same. So please explain how all this was known over 1400 years ago. To a man who couldn't read or write as he would recite whatever the angels spoke. And if you still don't believe, please try to come up with something that's even close. But you can't, so we took God as a mockery and his messengers as a joke.
Muhammad could not read or write. How somebody who can't read or write gonna start a religion?
Dismissed his scriptures as legends and tales of the ancient folk as we live life according to our whims, desires, and hopes. Saying this life is the only home we will ever know. We will live then die, then simply turn to bones. YOLO! Correction, after the grass dies, the rain arrives and it regrows. And Allah promises to do the same thing to your very soul and bring you back from your very fingertips to your toes. As the all-seeing supreme being watches us so close, and we are surely being tested in our wealth, our health, and our self, and everything that we've been blessed with. So believe, for we will surely be resurrected and be brought back to our Lord and account for every single deed as he hands us our books and orders us to read. From the bad to the good and everything in between. You yourself are sufficient for your own accountability, so don't be mad at me. You are the one who thought he wouldn't come back to me. I gave you a whole life long to search after me, but you were busy in all that which was temporary, so read. And glad tidings to all those who believed, and if you disbelieve, read. And don't let that day be the first day you find out what your life really means.
That is one thing I do gotta say though, like people try to bring an argument without knowing both sides of the story. Like, you man, relax yourself, man. But people do it all the time, even with little trivial things. But on the grand scale of things, if you're really trying to debate or something, especially something so big like religion or politics, like at least get into the know-how. Actually try like back up yourself, back up your points and your facts, and actually bring that to the table so people can have intellectual conversation instead of just screaming at each other and just being on defensive 24/7.
Read.
And that is the end of it. Shout out to the Catman for requesting that one there. Something different on the channel, but it's a reaction channel. You do things very different. One day you're reacting to this, one day you're reacting to that. But hope you man enjoyed that one though, and I'll catch you man in the next one. And yeah, in a bit. That was enjoyable. Not gonna lie. Hope you man took something away from that. And in a bit.
Bar after bar after bar after bar after bar, I'm too persistent. Whip in comment, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag. Your mans want smoke, then he leaves with a toe tag. Whole squad hit with a double mag Glock. Got left in the street and the body's getting chucked. Bullets with names and your shit's getting popped. Better be with me and the bag's getting cocked. Still gotta chase the bag, humble. Ain't gotta brag in a league on my own, and my stats getting flagged. Hit me for the feet, got verses in stats. Come through like the queen, gotta pay that tax. Premium sir.